Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to another evening of pulling beautiful messages of love from above. Thank you guys for all being here. Thank you so much for your love and your comments on all these different videos. I'm just blown away. Before we jump in, I do want to send out love to the world. I'm going to do this at the beginning of each of the live readings until Spirit has me do something else. But I feel like this is such an important time for us to send love out because when one of us sends love out to the world, it counteracts and balances out 700,000 of anyone choosing the lower vibrational energies of fear. And so when we connect to that unconditional love energy, fill up and allow it to flow out to the world, as many of us do that, that counteracts that. And if we're doing it together as a group, even magnifies it even more than just 700,000 each. So, any of you that would like to join me right now, I'm just going to take a deep breath and allow the unconditional love from above fall down into us like a giant waterfall to fill up our hearts, fill us up, and allow it to overflow out to the world, doing what the unconditional love wants to do into the world. And sending it to any of you that are in need of any of this energy in this moment, or when you're watching replay. It's the beauty of unconditional love energy. It knows no time, it knows no space. So it'll always be present, even when rewatching a video. I love it. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for doing that. We're going to clear all of the energy, allow our minds to be open to all the beauty of higher knowledge, allow our third eye to open to see, allow our ears to open to hear, our physical eyes to see, our mouth to speak of love and unconditional love, and our throat chakra to act in places of unconditional love. So before we jump in, just a couple more things. I did want to let everyone know that I'm updating uh, my live reading times. I kind of want to just to streamline them a little bit more. I'm not going to go on to Instagram on Saturdays for a while. I'm going to focus just on YouTube. So Saturdays I used to bump it back to 8 p.m., but I'm going to do 7 p.m. every single night Mountain Time. And then on Sundays, I was actually going on an hour earlier at 10 a.m. And I'm just going to bump it up so that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So now it's just all the same. It helps me balance things. So I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that in case you do catch me on Saturday nights or Sunday mornings, you know, those times are changing. So that is that. And then in about 8, 9 hours, we're going to have a new moon in Scorpio. It's going to be a partial solar eclipse. So I did want to talk about how to use this energy to make new moon wishes because they're very powerful. It's going to be here in Mountain Time at 4:48 a.m. in the morning. And the eclipse is supposed to happen around 5:01 a.m., which we won't see it in the United States. You can like Google it and see if you're going to be able to see it where you're living. But I think it's going to be more over Europe and north and south of Europe-ish, around there. So you can check that out. Let me take a look here. I did put out the weekly energy updates of this week did include this information I'm going to talk about here. So if you haven't checked out your weekly energy update that I posted on Saturday, check that out because it has some great stuff in there for you. But so when you're looking at new moon wishes, you want to do them like 8 hours after the new moon because that new moon energy is beginning, and so the wish portal is open, and you can ask for any wishes. You get 10 wishes every new moon, and so you can ask and do it in like a form of thanking the universe, thanking the creator, thank you for bringing blah blah blah, and if you do it that way, that even adds more of your energy into it, of course. But if you focus in on the themes and the energies of the sign that the moon is in, which this one is going to be in Scorpio, this new moon, then it even adds more oomph to your wishes because it's aligning with all the energies of that moon. And I'll quickly go over these. The Scorpio new moon energies, like around family finances or shared marital resources. So if you have a wish around that, it's also around karma and family legacies. If you have anything around loans or credit, include that in your wishes. Taxes, government funding, other financial programs. So you see, it kind of has to do with other people's money quite a bit. Currency, finance, investments, and then it's also about winning gifts and kind of financial assistance. And again, that's other people's money that's coming to you. So you can kind of see a lot of those have to do with kind of each other. But you don't want to put like a run on sentence of a wish, make each wish specific. And then it's also about intimacy and soulmates and sexual unions, also mysteries and secrets, hidden knowledge. So if you're wanting to really connect to that, and it is a water sign, so it is about psychology and esoteric types of studies. And because it's about our intimate relationships, also resentment, forgiveness, release, and kind of going into the emotional abyss. So all those kind of tied together. Also, power and our obsessions, self mastery and empowerment, um, and of course, Scorpio is known for the birth, death, rebirth, drama, and transformation. So if there's something that you're dealing with rebirth and newness and things like that, you can do all that. And then if you have anything like physical, Scorpio does, rule over all the organs of elimination, like our rectum and our colon and our bladder, and then also, of course, the sexual organs. So, any of those new moon wishes that you bring around those things, even more oomph and energy comes around those. So I love that this moon is coming up. We have a lot of great things that are coming in there for us. So I wanted to make sure you're aware of how you can use this beautiful energy, since it's coming up so fast, and since I do these readings every night now, I thought I would start bringing those in too, because what would I be doing if I'm not telling you how to use your power even more, right? And I'm sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at once, which you know how that goes with me. All right. I'm popping out the chat here and minimizing that window a little smaller so I could see everyone. All right. So there we have it. So hopefully that information is helpful. And let me know if it is. If you're just like, cut out all that stuff. Let's get to readings, then I will, focus in more on that stuff. But of course, we will have time for readings. So just want to say a quick shout out. Say, hey, KDP, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Maxine, Nicolette, hello. Jazz and Sahu. Hey, Coco, Kristen, Rishi, and Strawberry Rose. Thank you guys so much for being here. And Pallavi Kumari. Thank you. Catherine, hello. Antonio and Chat Noir. And I probably say that wrong each time, but I love just saying it that way. So that's my nickname for you if it's wrong. Hey, Leanne and Jay Star and Trevor. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you being here, and you already given me thumbs up on the video. It really means a lot. It helps out my channel. So thank you guys for have given me those. So I think that's everything I wanted to bring in that energy and talk about how we can use that energy that's coming up here within 12 hours. And we're going to just jump in and see what we've got from Spirit today. So let us start here. I do want to going to use the Light Seers Tarot, and I have the Tarot of Dreams and the Radiant Rider Waite tonight. So those are the ones that wanted to be chosen. And Katie P, we are going to start with you. Let's take a look at this Jordan character of the story of your life here. Let's take a look here. What are his plans currently for you guys? Should you just let him go or hope for a reconciliation? Let's take a look here. All right. Well, let's see what we have here. You do have a lot going on here in your thoughts and your mind because you've got the Five of Swords. You also have the Queen of Swords. And you also have the Page of Swords. So definitely just this message of the Five of Swords is this, your thoughts and beliefs are at odds going on in your mind, obviously. When we're faced with these things in our life, with the beliefs and thoughts that we had about ourselves, and especially if we were in a relationship, who they are, what we were supposed to be and should have been and need to have been and have to have been, and all that. And what I love about how they have this card here is normally our thoughts and our beliefs are, up here and back here. Look at all that blood, sweat, and tears. There's actually blood in the snow that they struggled to get to the top of this mountain. And there's like all this thoughts and these beliefs. And usually they're all running around our head. But this is one right in your face, right in the ear, going, ka, ka, bringing these things, you know, right in front of us. And we know that it's time to look into something very important in our lives when it's like right here looking at us and we're like, oh, hello. And they're like, yep, it's time to deal with this. And so this is what is happening. The Queen of Swords, shows that you have the power, you have the Ace of Swords here, the Page of Swords as well, you're walking across it here, which is new thoughts and new beliefs and new mindsets. You're um, have your heart in prison down here, which the Queen of Swords is all about opening up the mind and the heart and having this heart to heart with our mind and our heart, just to understand what it is we believe about ourselves and what this fear we have that's rooted in that. And I know this is all about relationships because the card that come out after all of these, in relation to all of these, is the Ten of Cups, which is your thoughts and beliefs about what it is about to be emotionally fulfilled, both inside and outside. More outside because the Nine of Cups would be your inner fulfillment, and the Ten of Cups is the outer world, the outer fulfillment. Like, I must be with this person to be happy, with these many kids, with all of these bowls filled. And that's where the expectations come in about what we feel we're supposed to do and should do, and um, you know, and everyone else too, right? So when you're asking, does Jordan have a plan in regards to us, and is he done with the connection? Should you let him go or hope for reconciliation? Spirit is saying, uh, whether Jordan has plans for you or if he's done with your connection, uh, the question isn't about letting him go or hoping for reconciliation. It's understanding what all these emotions and all these thoughts and these beliefs that have come up for you. Because if you don't, if Jordan doesn't come in there, you'll just have Jordan 2.0 come into your life, and Jordan 3.0 and Jordan 4.0. Because what this crow is looking in your face is, it's time to look at your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets around um, your worth in a relationship, and what does a relationship mean, whether they're in or out of your life, or you're in someone's life or not. What does that really, at the core, what does it mean about your worth, and where is that coming from? So it's kind of like they're like, this is the classroom for you to learn this, and they're guiding you more to the curriculum rather than the I want to say the lab, you've gone through the lab, you've gone through all the experiments, and now you're in the classroom studying the results and to understand from it and to see what it is that has come up because it doesn't have to do with what Jordan wants. It has to do with what you want and how you reflect upon yourself around it. So that is what they are guiding you for right now. Doesn't mean that we can't ask later and say, all right, well, she's done her studying. Can you tell her now what she wanted to know? And they'll be like, and they know that we can't fool them, right? They're like, no, she hasn't. So it's time, that crow keeps on popping up, and I can hear it so vividly because on my walk today, there was tons of crows and they were just making all these cackling noises and everything. And I can just imagine one being on your shoulder and you looking over and it going, hello, it's time to look into this. So that's what they have for you right now, Katie. So hang in there. I know we will always want to know that future and what that means, but the desire to understand how much of that connection, how much of that meaning, what does it mean about me? That's what they're really wanting to look at right now. So that's what they have for you. Hang in there. Blessings, Katie. Maxine, hello, hello. And you would like a love reading. So let's take a look here. I do want to go to the Tarot of Dreams for that. And then Nicolette, hello. We will look into uh, your question next. All right, Maxine, let's see. What do they want you to know about love? What do you want to know about love right now? Okay. Anything else? Anything else? Don't worry, it's not all those. Wow. Okay. You did get 4 cards, though. So you have the Queen of Wands here, which is a very powerful card. It's fire, it's your drive, your ambition, your passion, your inspiration, your overall energy. And the Queen of Wands, such a powerhouse of an individual, has a lot of energy. She's really able to super focus it and get stuff done in life. Very radiant, very confident in a lot of ways, and has a really great intuition and gut feeling and instinct if she listens to it, and especially developing it with the higher realms. She's able to get a lot of stuff done and have a lot of movement in her life when she has that connection, because when she hits a fork in a road, she just dials up the eye in the sky and says, hey, so for my highest, good, left or right? And they're like, right. And you're like, okay. And then she just does it because she has this trust that's built and this clear communication. So I feel regarding love, it's really important for you to not doubt yourself, to move confidently outward, um, that you don't have to be um, someone waiting for something to come to you. The Wands energy is very masculine, very divine masculine, with movement forward. And I'm not someone that just waits by the phone and waits for people to contact. It's like, nope, I'm out doing what I love in life. And that's where you meet someone that's also doing something that you love, but you're not at home waiting. I don't see you as someone that would be on a dating app and doing this type of stuff because you're just like, ugh, just the, you know, um, environment that has of, waiting for people to like you and you like them and blah, 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 and all that kind of weird stuff. Not weird, but unique stuff that's out there. So that's what they have there. Yeah. And then you have the Palace of Coins. And these Palace cards are unique to this deck. They are, uh, there's not regularly palaces in tarot decks, but the palaces are building a safe place. And the coins or the pentacles are about the outside world, which I feel like you are building this strong foundation for yourself in the outside world. You're not so much waiting for someone to do it for you. I feel like your energy is much about, I can take care of myself, but I would like someone in my life. And this Palace of Coins is also building this safe space for you to express your worth and to experience your inner worth as well. So that you're building this foundation in your outside world as well. Oh my God. And then you also have the Palace of Swords. What are the chances? There's only four swords in the entire deck, which this swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And this is about you building a safe place to express your ideas, to express your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets as well. So, really, I mean, a queen and two palaces. It's like you have a winter palace and a summer palace, but you are having your thoughts and your beliefs, and you're creating this safe space where you can be confident in how you believe. And then you're also creating that and within yourself that's reflected out to your outside world. Yeah. And then you got the Wheel of Fortune 10, which is endings and new beginnings, which a fantastic card because this is all about fated events coming your way that are for your good, opening up. And we're talking about love. So you've got this, all this solid foundation, all this, it's almost feels fairy tale-ish in some way with the queen and the two palaces, and then the fates are changing for you. And this is just basically letting you know that trust the timing, that it will unfold. And with that 10, with that Wheel of Fortune, it means it's going to be coming here pretty quick. But that it is going to be a kind of situation where you do have that foundations of those palaces, and you're able to express yourself in this manner and not to hide your light, not to, feel like you have to sell those palaces in order to have a relationship. It's like a queen who's very, um, in a wonderful place. Like even Cleopatra, if you think of that power, that she didn't feel like she had to bow down to anyone. It's like, you come to me, hello, it's like that confidence, but not arrogant. Arrogance is I'm better than everyone else, and everyone's below me. That's kind of like over Cleopatra, being overly Cleopatra. But this is about confidence, that you know who you are and what you want, and that you don't have to wait around for it. I just really feel it's like you having so much charge over your life, and that you go forward and you meet someone that is doing things that you love as well. And this is where this unfolds. The fates bring it together for you there. I mean, it's very beautiful. I like it for you. And just know as these fated events occur and these things change, that it's always happening for you. So if there is like an interest or something you have, and then they get married or they move away or whatever, you're like, okay, they're being moved out of the way for me, um, so that I can have more in alignment with where I'm headed. So I really like that for you, Maxine. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's a coming. All right. Next, we have Nicolette, and then Jazz. You will be after that. And Nicolette, you want to know what's going on with Alan and your connection. He's replying to your text. Do you feel like you have someone? Okay. Oh, well, thank you. I'm just the listener. Spirit is the beautiful one that they have the connection. They're the ones that can see it all, right? We'll see what they want you to know about your connection with Alan here. So what would you like Nicolette to know about this Alan character? What else? Let's see what we have here. Well, it is interesting. Let's see what they have to say here. There's a lot going on. You have the star card here, which This is normally like a hope card, but I feel like this is really about you connecting to your higher self. The star here, this is like the dark night, these dark emotions that are having, but it's like finding this place of hope and this place of connection there. Because you also have the Six of Pentacles here, which, since we're talking about relationships and not about money and finances and that, this is the codependency awareness card. And I feel like, and I don't normally get this, but it's like this is them and they're giving away to a couple people here. So I almost feel like that means that, like you're saying, that there is another person in the picture that they're giving themselves to. Um, but the Six of Pentacles is this, the codependency awareness too, is like they want to let you know about this tendency to overgive. How when you go into a relationship, and this comes back from like way back in your childhood, we develop these um, kind of tendencies when you're an enabler in codependent relationships, which I'm a recovering enabler in codependent relationships. So I get it that there's something that happens when we're young that we're trying to get attention and we have to overdo things and like, do something extremely, extremely well to get attention from either our parents, our teachers, our people in authority, coaches, whatever it might be, whoever we were like wanting attention from when we were younger. And we had to do that. And it carries over into our lives to where when we get into a relationship, we feel like we have to overgive in order to receive anything back, and we go into this adult to adult relationship, but we it changes into a parent to adult relationship or child, where we're the adult and we treat them like a child. We feel like we have to give and give until we're exhausted, and then we give and we give and we give until we're resentful. And this person, because we don't want them to give back to us a whole lot, because that makes us feel scared, because if we become needy, they'll get rid of us. And so we give and we give and we give and we give and we give, and we want to become such a big part of their life very quickly so that we can, they need me to live and they'll never get rid of me. And that always works out really well by my experience. It doesn't, because when we don't allow them to give, then they give somewhere else. And I feel like that's why they're bringing you to this place of understanding that, because it will set you free. Otherwise, you'll keep on going into the same type of relationship over and over again. I know. And you also have the Seven of Wands here, which they're saying that spirit is bringing you to this place. I mean, I feel like this is how much you give and you give, and you're in this higher spot, and there's all these individuals down here that you have given to over and over and over again. This is not the normal interpretation of this card, so this is very unique and new. But it is, you're up here and you've given to all these people that are down here, and you've given so much that they end up going to different, you know, either workaholic or, affairs, or go, leave and go date other people. And then they keep on going and dating other people and other people and other people too. Or they working out all the time or spending a lot of time with their friends, wherever they can feel like they can give and they can get stuff back. And I feel like you just feel like what do I have to do? How much do I have to give to be loved? And that is where this is coming for in your life, is for you to see this and to be able to really understand where your worth is and where this came from when you were younger, so that you can transform it to where you can enter these relationships where you feel you deserve to receive equally, and you don't feel like you have to be in either of those paradigms, that it's just, wow, I can receive and give and not worry about how much I'm receiving or giving. Because that is really, these cards pop up. You have the Lovers and you have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is this quest for truth. It's exactly what I was talking about. You're looking for this higher truth, and how can these relationships work out? How can I have a different way of having relations turn out than the past? And it's like when we do what we always did, we get what we always got. But you are in this move, you're on this quest, as knights do, for this higher knowledge, this higher awareness around relationships. And this is movement of thought and belief, which is what you are understanding, and why this is, situation is coming at you at this time in your life, right? They wanted the bottom card here, which is you. So it's the time for Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. It's time for you to understand your worth. For you to give to yourself all of this. It's time for a new birth. It's time for a new understanding of what your worth is and where you originated from. And so this is like this beautiful, uh I'm gonna say, this adventure, and I know it's like, well, this adventure sucks right now, but it's what's gonna happen, you know. It's when we look back at our uh, aha moments, you know. Yeah, it was just like a slap to the face sometimes, you know, when it dawned on me that I was in enabling codependent relationships, and that I had just as much part of the relationship of them going and wanting to be with other people, and, why they treated me the way they did. I was like, "Oh, well, I was, you know, lording my giving over them all the time. Why wouldn't they wouldn't feel good, you know?" And I'm like, "Ah, now I see." I bowed to them as my great teachers, the mirrors that showed me what I wanted to see about myself until I saw it, and then it freed me. And I feel like that's where you're in, and I feel like this resonates for you. You know, you're like, yeah, this is how it happens over and over again, and I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. And yeah, it stings, but it's going to feel so much better when you're on the other side of it, looking back and free to be yourself rather than being under that fear of always having to over give. So that's what they have for you right now, Nicolette. You hang in there. I'm sending you lots of love and many blessings to you. All right, Jazz, you are up. And then Sahu, you'll be after that. And Jazz, will Al put effort into your connection? Um, will he not want to lose you? Oh, let's take a look here and see what Spirit has to say. We're going to use the Light Seers Tarot for that. So what we got going on. And if you're new to my channel, I do go down the chat in order. So if you're like, when's mine going to be up? You can look up and go, okay, there I am. He's like 2 away or whatever. So that just helps you if you need to know that. And you do, that's the list. There's no special list. You just put your question. And if you don't want to put your business out there, then you can also just ask for a general reading. Spirit knows what you need to know. And I'll pull cards for that as well. So thank you. All right, Jazz, let's take a look here. What this L? Are they going to put effort into this connection? What would Spirit like you to know? What's going on? Okay, anything else? Okay. So let's see what we have here. Oh, 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 oh. You're right. There we go. Yeah, that is Mickey Mouse. It's Mickey Mouse. Okay. So you got the Knight of Wands. It was fiery. It was running from us. The Knight of Wands is about your drive and your passion and inspiration. There's this movement of energy that's happening, and it's one of the fastest moving knights. So that is Spirit saying that there's this stuff that's happening fast around this relationship. You're going to be like, okay, wow. It's either, it's this action's going to be happening fast for you because you got the 7 of Pentacles here, which the Seven of Pentacles is about a change of direction in the outside world regarding a relationship. Uh, so I feel like they are not going to be putting effort into that. And I feel like, they are moving in a different direction in their lives. And that's what's going on there. It's like when they start to see fruit grow on a tree and they're just like, yeah, I'm not into apple trees. I thought I was, but I don't know. I want to go this way. And so they're going on this change of direction and it's going to be happening fast here. But I feel for you, you have the Six of Cups, which is the nostalgia card. And I feel like there's someone from your past. And I don't feel like it's an ex. So, whew, whew, you can wipe your brow. It's like a friend or someone from the past that comes into your life that um, makes it all okay in a way. And I don't know if that is necessarily romantic. I almost feel like it's an old best friend that maybe you lost connection with because you also have the Judgment card here, which is about your higher self calling you into a deeper relationship, and it's double endings, double new beginnings. Normally, the card 20 is two number X's, but I feel like because of what's happening here, you end up bumping into someone who really allows you to see who you really are. I kind of feel like with this change that happens with L, I really feel like they're kind of going to be moving and be gone. But I feel like it just suddenly you're walking down a street or in a store or somewhere and you're just like, "Hey, so and so," and they're like, "Hey," and like, "Oh my god, where have you," and they're like, "Oh, I was gone, da, 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 but I'm back, and how are you? Let's go get coffee," or, so you guys go hang out, and they're like, "What's going on with you?" And you're like, "Oh, this has just happened." They're like, "Oh my god," and, just really this connection that you had with this individual, whether it's a family member that was gone and has come back, or an old friend from school, or your neighborhood, or it's someone that you were just like you wouldn't even think you would bump into them, that they um, just are there at the perfect time, and you're at the perfect time for them too, because it's like they just had this big change in their life, and then you're able to just really talk about what stuff you've overcome in your life, what you've done, and when you realize with that reflection in each other, you're like, wow, we're pretty badass, aren't we? And I really feel like you just really are able to see that with this person. So, I know it's like uh this, L, it's like, doesn't he care? Doesn't he lose me? But I feel like, when people leave our lives, they're not leaving us, they're being moved out of our life for a reason. And I'm a firm believer in that because of the fates and of our divine appointments we have with people. When someone is moved, it's like, okay, so what is this opening up for? And then, so you keep your eyes looking around going, oh, and that's when these types of things happen. So again, I know um, it sucks. It doesn't feel good when these things happen, but when we realize that our world gets shaken up for us and that it doesn't happen to us, then um, it makes it sting a little less. Like putting Bactine on, it stings for a moment, but when you blow on it, then you're like, okay, now the wound is getting cleaned out, so we're good. So that's what they have for you, Jazz. Hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right, Sahu, you are up next, and then Coco, you'll be up next for your general. So, Sahu, you want a love reading? I don't know. With the way the love readings have been going, do we want to? But again, everything's unfolding for us. I know we want truth. We want to have the power come back into our lives, right? So, even though it hurts, stings a little bit, we want this. So, let's take a look here, Sahu. What would spirit like you to know about love right now? Okay. So let's see. What is this all about? Let's see what we got here. So you got the Five of Wands. Wands is drive, ambition, passion, inspiration. Starts off looking like conflict here. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, okay. Yep. So you got the Queen of Wands here. So a lot of fiery energy coming in right now. Um, I feel like this is bit spicy. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. Okay. So, with these two cards, I really feel like regarding love that um it's like your next love interest is going to be someone that it's like that story of someone that's really heated and spicy, and I kind of maybe feel like you have this too. But it's like you both are a little bit on the fiery temper side in a way. You're bold, you don't mind saying what you think, and so you both do, and it's like, "Da, well, blah, and blah, psh, 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 kara, da, da," and you kinda have this little bit of a skirmish with your mouths, but you know how they have, like people are like, "What's going on between you 2? This tension that you guys have, why didn't you just kiss and get it over with?" It's kinda like you guys like it about each other that you have this fieriness. They're like, "Ooh, they're not backing down. Most people can't handle the heat, but they're putting the heat right back," and you're like, "Okay, okay," and that's what I like about it. But in the same thing, there's this balance that comes in with the King of Cups, because the King of Cups both, is mind and heart, a beautiful balance with it. So, that's why I feel it's like even amongst all this turbulent emotion that spawns up, it's like, underneath, it's like, "Oh, okay." There's this movement of emotion that's happening. And there's also you have the 4 and the 5 of coins, the 4 and the 5 of pentacles, and I feel like this is what, the I don't say the argument, but the discussion is about, because it's about worth. It's about where, uh, our sustenance comes from. It's where we base our worth on, and it's this back and forth between what you feel is a stable, this is what a stable foundation of your worth in your outside world is. And they're like, "Oh no, this is what, people say and da 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 da. Why would you say that?" And it's like, it's because it's like, you know, one's an even number, one's an odd number. So it's opposing um, opinions about the outside world. And I love that because, yeah, because they wanted the bottom card for you too, which is the Knight of Cups. Movement and pursuit of love. When it comes down to it, that's what you both come to agreement on, is the pursuit of love. And regardless of the path you get to it in the outside world, and you're talking about all this stuff, but then you guys hit upon like your dreams, or what love means and different things like that. And with that, there's this commonality. It's like all this fieriness, but all these opposing viewpoints, but then there's this commonality, and it's like, okay, there we go, and um, I feel like you still have a fiery type of interactions, but it almost becomes comical between you two. So that's what they have for you there. So hopefully that resonates, but that's what spirit would like you to know this evening. So many blessings to you. Don't go around starting fights with people. It'll happen naturally. All right. So, Coco, you're up next. Hey, Kristen. You will be next. Join the masses and ask for a love reading. That's funny. All right. So, Coco, let's take a look here. All right. So, yeah, I did have an awesome day here in Colorado. It was like 27 when I woke up, and I went out walking, and it was 40. And here it feels like it's like 60 degrees when the sun's out, even though it's cold out. Oh, it was such a beautiful day. All the beautiful fall colors, It's wonderful. So we will look for a general reading for you. I do have the Radiant Rider Waite just waiting to the side here. But I do want to pull a Oracle of the Unicorns for you first. All right. So what would you like, Coco? Oh, okay. So you got the partnership card here. Teamwork makes the dream work. It says, well, teamwork will give you a better result. Find trustworthy people to partner with. Build up a talented support team. All right. I can spell. I really can. So, partnership says, this card encourages you to reach out and connect with trustworthy people who can work with you or support you as you build your dreams. Trying to do everything yourself is holding you back, and you could free up so much time and energy by getting help. You could be stuck in a creative blind spot that someone with fresh eyes would easily see a solution to. Perhaps you're spending too much time cleaning and doing the laundry when you could be writing your book or launching your business. You may be in need of a life coach, an angel investor, an assistant, a personal trainer, an accountant, a business partner, a nanny, or even a cleaner. You know which area is draining your time and energy, so start making inquiries and looking for someone who will love to help out or be hired by you. When you do find possible candidates, be sure to trust your intuition on whom to take on. Ask for references and testimonials, but always go with your inner voice and the person whose energy feels best. These unicorns know that partnerships make life more easy, fun, and magical. Delegating the tasks that drain you will free you up to step further into your brilliance. It's time to shine, baby, but you need a team behind you in order to soar to your next level of success. Boom, shakalaka. So there you go. I love that. And let's see what else they want to add with the tarot. So, what else for Coco with partnerships and general reading of life? Okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, you had like, oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, you have like, how many cards is this? Eight cards. So I love these though because yeah, these two want to be together. So you've got this stability coming in your outside world, right? You're stabilizing your energy, you're stabilizing your outside world, and you've got these three, which are all about. You got the Two of Wands, which that always comes up for you. Um, and the Two of Swords and the Temperance. So this is all about balance and patience and, balancing things out. And these twos are about balancing too. But, you know, where are you investing your energy? It goes along with that card that just happened here. And when you're making decisions, trust your intuition. So these are definitely reiter, reiter, re, reiterating what that was saying there. But I love it because the other three cards are pretty awesome. You've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is all about you've been doing a lot of work and you're ready to move up in the outside world. And you've got your Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles coming too, which is all about, you know, endings and new beginnings in a way, but I feel like it's moving things up for you and where you're feeling more abundant in the outside world. So things are changing. But I like that about, you're trying to do everything on your own, and there's some stuff that's really draining that you're like, it's stuff other people can do for you, and you're like, you're right, I hire that out, or have someone come in, and if it's cleaning, to clean, or do this, do that, and stuff, that you're just like, yeah, I can do that. I can have that happen. And that allows you then to focus your energy on your unique gifts and your unique skills and what you want to do in the next stages of your life, which end up obviously doing that brings you up to this new place in your outside life that is successful and fulfilling as well. So I love all those. I was like, how many cards are these? But now that makes sense, because so many of them were reinforcing that card that you just had, and clarifying it. So I like it for you. So that's what they have for you right now for your general reading, Coco. Chords of gratitude. All right. So many blessings to you. And we are moving down the list. Kristen D, you are up. And then Rishi, you will be next after that. And I'm so glad you found the page as well. And you want to, okay, yeah, so you wanted to join the masses. And let's go to the Light Seers Tarot. I'm just going to take a quick drink here. See what we got going on. What would they like you to know about love? All right. So for Kristen. Okay. So you've got the Empress card, which Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, new birth. But with these other cards, it's not about a new relationship quite yet, because you have the Devil card coming in here. And this is like that Capricorn Saturn energy, which is all about your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets around yourself, and who you should be in a relationship, what a relationship should be, what the world should be, what other people should be, is really being rattled right now. So it's that Saturn energy which comes in and questions your thoughts and beliefs that are your foundation, what you were taught when you were younger. But now it's like, this doesn't make sense. Why is this stuff all shaking? And it's like, why is this stuff contradicting each other? And why hasn't it come out the way it was supposed to, and should do, and need to, and have to? Why is reality not matching up to all this stuff? And that's what our shadow does. What's what the Devil, shadow energy is it comes for us to help us remove the things out of our life that are no longer serving us. Which you also have the Hanged Man and the Justice card. So you actually got four major arcana out of four cards, which means it's life changing stuff. It's not just little tweaks that are happening. This is like balancing out of things here. You have the Ace of Swords, which is a lot of inner reflection that's going on here around your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets. So that's allowing you to cut away those things. And you have the Hanged Man too, which is all about seeing things from a higher perspective. So, I mean, you've got um, all of these three cards that are coming in together around love. And it's like, well, you're currently under um, renovation. It's like when you go to your favorite restaurant and they're like, closed for renovation. That's you right now. You're closed to love for renovation. And I know that's the Hanged Man, is the cocoon. It's the patience. And you also had we had the Justice, which isn't uh, Temperance is the one I was really thinking of. That's also about patience and balance. But you have them. So you're in your cocoon. You are going through this reflection time, really understanding what it is you want and who you are and what you believe about yourself, because uh, I feel like you are at this really powerful place in your life where you were like, I did not all the things, but I did so much of the things that I thought I was supposed to and should do. Ended up in a relationship, maybe even in a marriage, the job. It's like there's a lot of, I feel like you had a lot of things that you checked off, and you're like, So where's the happiness? Where's the joy? Where's the, fairy tale that I was told that this would be? And it's not. And so you're rechecking all the stuff, within your, belief systems about who do I want to be then? If all that isn't coming to fruition, and again, that devil card is shaking up your cage of all your thoughts and beliefs, you're ready to go, I'm ready to move into a different direction. I'm ready for not to do what I've always did and gotten what I always got. I'm ready for a change. And I feel like that's where you're at right now. Um, regarding love, closed for renovation. So it's great though, because you're like, when you have the grand opening, people are going to be lined up at the door. So that's what they have for you, Kristen. So many blessings for you. All right, Rishi, you are up next. And then Strawberry Rose, hello, hello. You'll be up after that. So, anyone, I'm doing very good. Thank you. You want to know how to stop negative thoughts on your mind and feel more at peace. We're going to use the same deck, the Light Seers. Let's see what they have to say. All right. So, how to stop negative thoughts on your mind and feel more at peace. What would you like to know, please? Anything else? Well, so I'm not surprised that this card came out here. Nine of Swords. This is all your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets and your attitudes. It's the nightmare, the insomnia card, right? With all the like you said, all the negative thoughts on your mind that you just feel are constantly attacking you here. And I mean, you have the Six of Pentacles that came out here, which this is the codependency awareness card about how you feel you're always giving, 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 and everyone seems to give to everyone else. It comes down to your thoughts about your worth and where those are founded in, because you have the Page of Pentacles, and this is them showing about you. You can even see, if you can zero in there, that there's roots growing out from their shoe down into the ground, and it's about a heightened awareness of your worth in relation to the world. So there is this nudge to look inward and upward to find out what your worth really is. Because when you're looking at your worth in relation to the outside world, then it feels very unstable. And we feel, that's where these feelings of fear and thoughts of fear and negativity and our unpeace comes from, is because when we have our worth connected to the outside world, like we're all taught to do in the beginning, relationships or situations like job, education, social status, whatever situations we get into, or things, our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions, all that stuff is unstable, right? Because people change or they pass away. So relationships are never, stable for very long, if at all. Situations never stay the same, of course, and things break down, deteriorate, stolen, burn down, blow up, you know, all unstable. And so when we have our foundation built upon those, that's what these all are. These are all small t truths that are rooted in fears of losing conditional love. But you have the Knight of Cups here, which the Knight of Cups, all knights have a quest, and the cups are there. That knight is in search of the Holy Grail, the chalice. It's full of the unconditional love of the creator of all things, of the higher realms. That is stable, right? Because that is eternal, number one, which is pretty stable. And it's unconditional, which means we don't have anything that we have to do to earn it, and there's nothing that we can do to lose it either. So when we go inward and upward for our worth, which is what I feel is happening here, with this foundation, this is you understanding and connecting your worth to something that is internal rather than the external. And that goes against what we're taught when we're growing up. We all have these um, things that we're taught about the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos and the have tos, that long list of conditional love laws, all these things we're told have to be and happen and who we need to be in order to be lovable and acceptable. But it's all a bunch of malarkey. It's all for the sake of experiencing fear in this lifetime that we're passed it down from generation to generation. But the instability, the disappointment we experience in the outside world eventually brings you to this place. Even the Ten of Swords after this shows someone like laying down on the ground, all 10 swords stuck in their back. They're exhausted from trying to live up to all those expectations and that long list that we couldn't ever get to the bottom of or have 100% of it happen because some of those things on the list are even contradicting one another. And so, this nudge that they have for you, you're asking this and they love that you're pursuing, how do I stop this? All this stuff in my mind, how do I stop feeling this way? And they're like, you turn inward and upward and connect to that higher love. And then that's what brings in the Four of Wands, which is stable energy. It's, think of a table with four huge legs on it. Energy stabilizes because you have found something that is stable rather than something on the outside that is unstable. Yeah. They've been telling me, and then now grab the bottom card because you had three, two, and then one. And here it is. This is you connecting to your higher self. This is you, you're human, realizing you're so much more than the human character that you're playing. You are this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being who is made of unconditional love. And so, life is designed to eventually we get disappointed enough in the outside world that we turn inward and upward. And that's where you're at. And I know it's like, well, this feels like, "Ah," but it's like such a wonderful, beautiful place to be in our lives. That Ten of Swords, whenever it comes up and people are like, oh my gosh, I'm like, no, it's good. You're ready. You're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And when that happens, that's when we take action because when the fears of being ourself outweigh the ugly feeling of not being ourselves, we don't take action. But when our the ugly feeling of not being ourselves and feeling everything that like you're feeling, when that outweighs our fears, we're like, I don't care. I'm making change. I just can't take it anymore. And I feel like that's where you're at. You're at this threshold of releasing so many things in your life that have held you down and made you feel trapped and blinded and bound. That this is like this celebration that's about to come. The Four of Wands, in addition to being stable, is celebration, is joy. You get to experience joy and peace instead of the fear and all the emotions that are related to it. It doesn't mean that it goes away forever. I mean, we're in an ebb and flow here. We come here to ride the fear rides. But knowing that you have another choice when you're done, "Ah, okay, I'm done riding that ride." It's not like, oh my God, I'm handcuffed into this roller coaster and I can't get out. It's like you have a choice to get off when that ride is over. You're like, okay, that's enough. So you feel empowered from it. So I love that for you, Rishi. So many blessings to you. That's what they have. All right, Strawberry Rose, you are up next. Let's see what we have. So, will you hear from your ex in November? And then Pallavi Kumari, you'll be next. So, let's take a look here. Will you hear from your ex in November? Dun, dun, dun. We will find out. All right. So, Strawberry Rose, will you hear from your ex in November? I do not think so. And that's it. No, I'm going to show you the cards. Wouldn't that be a great reading? Someone's like, I pull cards. I'm like, yes, no, next. You have the 3 of Pentacles coming in first, which when I saw that, it's all about you being the authentic you, separate from the interference of other people's opinions, people that you didn't want to, lose their support, and people you didn't want to activate their blah 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 naysayer, negative talk, right? And so the 3 of Pentacles is this, you know, feeling independent of that, and spirit saying stick to your authentic path and what you want without the influence of others. So that kind of feels like this, you know um, being independent of any other influences coming in. There's the 5 of Pentacles too, which is the feeling of feeling abandoned or left behind or left out in the cold. And I kind of felt like with these energies coming in together, and you also have the disappointment card here. Um, I just feel like these things, they're like, you don't need that in your life. They want you to stick to this. But if, like, it's almost like if they did, this is what would rise up within you: heartbreak and the abandonment feelings, and those types of feelings coming in. And I feel like they're like, nope, that you get to stay true to your authentic path, and they like it for you because of those other reasons with those individuals coming in there. Yeah, because you have the 6 of Wands, which is about victory for you. It's time for you to shine, for you to be recognized. And again, it's time for you to shine and be you, rather than um, regurgitate and relive any of that stuff. It's like, beautiful, yeah, beautiful. So um, that's what they have for you. I feel like they're not that they're not going to contact you, and it's good. It's for you that they're not. So that's what they have for you, Strawberry Rose. Short and sweet on that one this evening. So many blessings to you. All right. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Coco, for reminding everyone. Thank you for your thumbs up and the likes of the video. It does help out my channel. It's the perfect price too, free to do. So if you haven't already hit that like button, I appreciate you considering doing so. Now's a good time to do it now that we are being reminded of it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Pallavi Kumari. You want to know how does your husband feel and think about you and your relationship, and vice versa, and your future together? Okay, we'll take a look into that. And then Catherine 1111, you'll be after that. So let's take a look here. What are your husband's current feelings about your relationship together? Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Okay. So we've got the Knight of Wands here, which is about fast action, fast movement that's coming. And you do have the Death and the Rebirth card here, which we'll see what that means. Does that mean you're, you know, a part of your relationship is ending to go to a new level, or is it that the relationship is ending? We'll take a look here and see what they have going on here. Okay. So got the moon card here, which the moon card is about cycles. It's about that everything happens, new beginnings, like new moon, which is happening tomorrow, happens at a certain time, and a full moon comes to culmination, which releases things. There's always times for growth and newness. Things end and begin. There's a cycle of everything in life, death and birth and everything else. And there's also the moon is about kind of the unknown and the hidden and the secret, um, kind of hidden things as well. And the Seven of Pentacles, it does represent patience as things unfold, but also it is this, like, they've done all the work and things have been happening in a relationship, but then the fruit starts to grow, and then they're like changing where they want to invest their energy, right? The Four of Pentacles is interesting coming in here, which the Four of Pentacles is the journey of finding our self-worth and understanding our worth in relation to the outside world. Because the Three Pentacles, I kind of talked about it just a moment ago with, when we define ourselves by the outside world, relationships, situations, things, and money, and bodies, and whatever, it's unstable. Those things are not stable. They are constantly changing. And I feel like with the moon, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles bringing this awareness up, that I feel like there is this significant change about to happen, and quickly, with your relationship. And what I'm feeling with that, with those cards there, I do feel like it's more of a falling away kind of feel, because I feel like this is what is coming for you, which is the Lover's card is also about the emotional choices card, which is within every moment we have a choice of unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. And you have the Queen of Cups here too, which rules over water and emotions. And she actually gets not just one helping of water, but two, because all the queens, in addition to ruling over their suit, all get another portion of water. So she's a lot like the high priestess. She's a lot like, she goes into her temple and connects to the moon energy, to her intuition, to her spiritual guidance. And she knows. And I feel like, in your gut, I feel like you are really in tune, and that you understand the power that you have in the emotions that you want to choose and what you want to experience through this. But yeah, I kind of feel with that Death card and that Knight of Wands, with the change that's coming fast. I mean, I think with these, I feel like, like you sense something, and that's obviously why you're asking the question, is like, what's going on here? What's their plan? How do they feel about it? But I feel like they're having this change of direction that they want to invest their energy in their life. But there's some hidden and unknown stuff, which, again, I feel like if you connect and really go into your intuition, that you'll know, what it is, or you will know what it is if you take deep breaths and get away from everything like the high priestess does. And if you can go to a temple, a temple, and just get away from everything and listen to your heart and listen to your gut, that it'll all come to you, and I think you kind of already do know. But I feel like there's this change that's happening within your relationship, and that it is heading towards more drifting apart than coming together with that. So it is for you. I know it's hard to know that and to feel that with the fates, and that everything that comes in and out of our life is brought in and out of our life for us, for our adventure, for our growth and our understanding of ourselves. And um, and it, every relationship that we have, whether romantic or friends, family, whatever, is a mirror for us to show us about ourselves, to find out what we feel about ourselves, so we can find say the flaws in our beliefs about ourselves, because we have so many that were given from very young about how small we are and how powerless we are. And those are the things that are false. And then when we have mirrors that reflect it back to us over and over again, to where it almost pisses us off, where we're like, I'm tired of this. This is not who I am. I know I'm stronger than this. And then we begin to question, we begin to open up. And especially with all that connection of your into your intuition and inside, you really connect to your power and you understand who you are. And you're like, yeah, this does not define me. I define me, of who I am. And I feel like this is a huge thing that will come out of this for you. So that's what they have for you right now. I'm sending you lots of love. You hang in there, and many blessings to you. All right. So, Catherine, you will be up next. And then after that, Antonio, you can ask a question. If you haven't already, I'll quickly scan down. And if I don't see a specific question, I'll pull a general reading for you because Spirit knows what you want to know. And we'll look at that. So, Catherine, you want to know, what does V feel towards you? And I want to move over to these light seers. Let's see what they have. Let's take a quick drink here. You ever have those nights you feel like you're a bearer of bad news? I don't mean to laugh like at the situations. I'm like, gosh, can we just have some good news? But then Spirit always gently tells me, we're always giving you the perfect answers for the moment that you need it. And do you want us to tell you what you want to hear, or do you want to hear the truth? And I'm like, well, and then I'm like, the truth, because how many years did we do I want to hear what I want to hear? And how did that end up, right? We're like, yeah, thank you for telling us the truth in love. All right, Catherine. So what does V feel towards you? Let's find out here. All right. So we've got the 10 of Wands coming in here. And Wands is your drive, ambition, inspiration, and passion, etc. And the 10 of Wands is about endings and new beginnings as far as energy. Like they've invested a lot of energy in an area of their life. And when, with this being a relation to you, they've been on this long journey, and what they've learned and everything that they've felt, um, you know, the amount of energy they have, they're ready to let that go and to have newness within it all. And the Hierophant is about, moving up in thoughts and beliefs and um, their perspective of things, like seeing things from a higher perspective, maybe even a spiritual higher perspective, depending on the individual. So with these two together, I feel like they've come all this way, and now they are going up and starting a new piece of this. Now, they have the Two of Wands here and the Two of Swords, which does talk about at being at a crossroads. Like they are looking at, what do they want to do, where are they going to invest their energy, um, and I kind of feel like with this one, there's this indecision. So and I almost feel like this doesn't have to do totally with you either, Catherine. I kind of feel like that you're a part of this journey, but I feel like they're at this turning point in their life. Like, are they retiring, or are they a new job, or there's something big in their life that it's like this change, and they're at this fork in the road, and they're deciding, which way do I go? And it's almost like, am I moving somewhere different? Am I going to a different type of job? Or going back to school for education. I mean, it's that kind of like big thing, life things in their life, and they're at this fork, and um, they're ready for this new start, but because they also have the world card, which is all about significant endings of cycles and new beginnings that are coming in. And so I feel like you're a part of the decisions that they're making, but the decisions are so much bigger than that as well. Yeah, because then they have the new beginning, the adventure. So it's the last card in the major arcana and the first. They are going through this huge change in their life. I mean, so I kind of I'm getting the impression that like when they're making their list of what am I going to do, you're on the positive side of, what's the positive thing for me staying here, or what's the negative, and then what if I move here, what's the positive, and the negative on that is that they would be leaving, a relationship or an individual that they care about, behind, and that type of thing. And so I kind of feel like you're important to them, but I also feel like they're in this huge, you know, uh, fork in the road, and they are just analyzing it, and they're not wanting to move forward in anything because they're not sure what decision they want to make, if that makes sense. It's like if I'm moving away, then I don't want to, you know, do anything that, you know, gets your hopes up, or if they make a move into getting closer, just to go, oh, by the way, I'm leaving, and you're like, you bastard, why did you do that? You should have just not done that until you knew. And that's what he's thinking. He's like, okay, I want to honor that, and I'm going to make these decisions first with whatever's happening in his world. So that's what they have for you, Catherine. I know not a whole lot of super duper duper clarity, but that's what they have for you tonight. So many blessings to you. All right. So, Antonio, let me see here. Did you ask a question? Oh, no. He did get a new job. Oh, no. Oh, bastard. Uh, well, there you go. There you go. Wow. Thanks for validating what they were saying, even though. Okay. I'll hang in there. I tell you. All right, Antonio. I didn't see you ask a specific question down below, and I'm going to pull a general reading for you. Spirit knows what your question is, so we'll pull that and see what they have. And then, Leanne, you will be next. All right. So for Antonio, NYC, New York City, let's see, what do they have for you? Okay, anything else? What else? All right. So you got 3 and 3. Let's take a look at this neck. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you must have been asking about a relationship, I'm assuming. It's part of it because you got the Page of Cups, which is all about new love. You got the Lovers, which is coming in here, but you also have the Two of Swords. And so I feel like you're needing to make a decision about a relationship, and you're on the fence about what you should do. Should I, pursue them? Should I, uh, choose that person and reach out to them, and what's going on? And they're saying what you do is close your eyes and open your heart and follow your heart. Don't go off of your brain. Please don't go off of your brain, is what they're saying. They're like, get out of your head and then just go with your gut and your instinct and follow your heart. So they're being very just just get out of your head, just out, out, and then just follow that gut instinct and do that, and you won't go wrong. And that's what they're saying with that. So I love that. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna present them this way. And then your other I feel like you had 2 questions, which is interesting. I feel like you have, like, relationship, and then you have about an outside dream or pursuing, something, um, that is it's like there was a relationship, and then there was this other thing, and the other thing says, again, it's you're in this, which should I stay or should I go? Should I do it or shouldn't I do it? I don't know. Should I? I don't know. Could I? And it's like your energy is being invested in this indecision, and you're fearing the 3 of swords, which is you're fearing disappointment. And they're saying that again, following your heart and following your dream, when you take steps forward towards your dream, you um the fear is like, I'm going to fail, but you only fail if you ever give up and you stop, right? Because if you're like, well, it's like me. I have a goal, to get to 1,000 subscribers because it opens up all this other wonderful things on YouTube that help me get messages and stuff further. So my goal is to do that. Now, if I feared it and never started it, I'd be like, oh no. But I'm like, well, what if I don't do it? Like, set a goal by the end of the year. I want to do this. What if it doesn't? Well, then I will extend my goal. I get to be the one that decides what my dream is and what I want to achieve and what, I head that direction. Because they're saying that, don't fear, don't place your energy in the fearing of it all because boom, you have the sun card, you have victory, you have brightness, you have, when you are living your dream and you're taking steps towards your dream, do it. Take the steps because you're the one that gets to decide. You can say that no, it's like, is it Thomas Edison or I don't know if it was the light bulb. I think it was the light bulb when they were trying to create the light bulb. They like had 1,000 light bulbs that didn't work. And they're like, oh, look at all those failures. And he goes, no, I found the 1,000 ways that it didn't work so I could find the one that did. And it was all his attitude about moving forward that got him the brightness, like the sun, click. And I feel like that's what they want for you, Antonio. So that is their message for both your romance and living your dream or whatever that other thing was that you are. Should I or shouldn't I? They're like, yes, follow your heart with the relationship and follow your dream and make the leap and take step toward it. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. I am doing very well. Thank you, Chat Noir. All right, Leanne, you are up next. And then J Star, you'll be after that. And so you want to know, will you and Michael, will you guys work out? I think is what you're asking there, Leanne. So let's take a look here. Yeah, I do want to go back to these Light Seers Tarot. We'll take a look at that. All right, so Leanne. So your question about Michael and working out. Okay. Anything else? So they're talking to you here about your worth and feeling abandoned, feeling out in the cold, and your perspective of your outside world and relationship with Michael and this. And they're showing you that you have the key behind here, and um, they they really want you to just be aware of where you're putting your worth and where you're putting your trust, is what I'm hearing. And you also have the Six of Wands, and this is one of my favorite Six of Wands because if you can see here, the audience out here, let me see if I can get it to see how it's all ghosty and they're transparent. The Six of Wands for me is the transformation of where you're putting your worth, where you're putting your desire to have uh, the recognition, um, and I'm trying to think of a different word, but it's like the where you get, the support and the it's not the applause, but like it's recognition, it's validation. It's like we look, like singers look to their audience to, did they like my songs, and this is like they're showing you with these two cards together of looking to the outside world for your worth and your sustenance and looking to the outside world for your validation. But this is then she's looking to the heavens here to see that uh, that is where you're getting true validation from. That's not fickle and ever changing and unstable out there. One moment people are praising you, the next moment they're cursing you, right? And the Five of Pentacles is about feeling this abandonment, feeling that we're out in the cold, that we fear where we're going to get our sustenance from, where we're going to get, that which we feel we need in each moment. And the Five of Pentacles is about a change of perspective, that we see that what we need in our sustenance comes from above. Like the Six of Wands, our true recognition comes from above. There's this change that's happening here in regarding to what's going on in your life, because you are realizing putting pressure on yourself to be who you think someone needs you to recognize them and be their source, and vice versa, is very exhausting and full of conflict, because our ideas of who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to recognize people usually doesn't match up to what they feel. That's why the Five Languages of Love book is such a popular one, because we have this idea of our love language is what everyone's love language is. Me telling you I love you is it, because that's what I want. And then the other person is like, "What? No, I like you spending time with me. So you just saying, 'Hey, I love you, but I see you once a week' isn't cutting it." And you're like, "Well, what? What do you mean?" And that's where all this conflict comes in, is all these things that are going on, right? And so I feel like there's this change that's going on in this understanding. The conflict that's happened is really why this is happening, because you do get your power back here. You have the Page of Wands, so through this experience you are understanding the power you have on where you put your worth, on where you put your recognition. And this is what's changing and coming for you. You see how excited and just energetic they are, because when you change your perspective from that humans bring me what I need to the creator brings me what I need, unconditional love, eternal love, stable, I will always have everything I need in each moment. I don't need, it may come through the delivery company of a human out there, but it comes from the creator. And then we don't have this fear and this desperation to make sure, it's like, I like you in my life, but I don't have to have any in my life. Whereas before we feel like they are my sustenance, I have to keep in my life, or oh my God, I'm going to be, end up locked outside a door and alone and starving and eaten by wolves. No. So there is this transformation that happens because you do have the Lovers card here, that is there. And I feel like um, getting in your power allows you to maintain this relationship. But if this doesn't change, then that change, because when you do what you always did, then you get what you always got there. But with you changing and transforming where you feel your get or your sustenance from, where you want your recognition from, that just frees up a lot of things in your life. So I feel like that is what is happening right now. And that's what they have. I was waiting for something else and it was like, hello, nothing. So that's what they have for you at this moment in time. So many blessings to you, Leon. Hang in there. All right. Scorpio rising, Kristen. Whoa, look out. Yes, you're going to enjoy this Scorpio new moon. All right. So, J Star, you are up. And you wanted to know, you want a career reading for this week. Okay, very good. Hey, Trevor. You're welcome, Katie. And then Kay, you will be next after J Star. So let's take a look here. Get a career reading. Actually, we're going to switch up here and go to the Radiant Rider Waite. All right. So tell us about the career for J Star this week, please. Anything else? Gotta be careful. I don't want to take out an eye. All right, there we go. Let's take it quick. Excuse me. So I like this to start off here because you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is new birth, and Mother Nature, Mother Nurture kind of energy in here too. I feel like this is a week for you, for your career, that you make choices that are for your benefit and for what you are looking for. Because you do have the Two of Swords here too, which means you're kind of at a fork. You have an important decision to make this week regarding career. And, one is, of course, the logic, the mind. This all looks good on paper, blah, 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 blah. And then you have the one that's related to intuition. And they're saying, close your eyes and see clearly. And so make sure that you are looking at things from both perspectives. Like one job may be like, oh, wow, that makes that much. And okay, well, that seems like it would be the best thing to do. And I'll get that and that and that and that. But then it's like, but think about you waking up every day and doing that job for a year. You'd be like, no, I don't see myself doing that. I would wake up after a couple of weeks going, ugh, got to do this for how long? But there's other options of that you're like, I would love, it doesn't make as much money maybe, or it doesn't have as many benefits, or it's not as prestigious, but I'd wake up in the morning going, all right, I don't mind going to work, or even enjoy that you're going to get to go to work. And I feel like that's the decision that comes in here, because you also have the Knight of Pentacles, which the Knight is slow moving, and it's like patience with things unfolding. And I almost feel like it's like have patience in the career choice. Like if it's like, well, I have to take this one this week, that other one I won't know for 2 weeks. It's like, which one makes your heart sing? If it's the one in 2 weeks, have patience with it as it kind of take its time to get there. But you'll be so glad you did, because it's going to bring you so much more joy. It has all that yellow, all the brightness in it here too. And it'll make you feel, I feel like it's going to allow you to really express your talents more too, because that Knight is in search of their worth and how it's related to the outside world. And I feel like one job, one career choice is like, yeah, but I have to do this, and it's not the kind of person I am. It's like almost what they're giving me is like the reason why I left supervisor work, which I loved. helping people with their career and helping them, move up and live their dreams and, achieve that and help teach and train and that. I love that. But the disciplinary stuff, like I had when I had to write people up for not meeting the corporate standard, it was like poking a pencil in my eye. It tore my heart apart. And it's that kind of thing. It's like, well, I'd love to do that, but and it's like, yeah, but maybe if you had like a trainer or a coach position that didn't have, like, you don't have to be the disciplinarian, you just get to teach, you just get to help and promote. It's like, okay, that it's not as much money or prestigious, but this is like more me, and I wouldn't have to like dread pieces of it. And that's what I feel is coming up for you. One is worth waiting for and bypassing the other one. So that's what they have for you, JSAR. So many blessings to you. All right. Moving on down. Hey, SDA. Welcome, welcome. Hey, tribe. Hope you're doing well. And you'll be next with your general reading after Kay. Hey, Anjali. And you'll be next after that. All right. So, Kay, you want to know how is your higher spirit self asking you to continue on your path? I love it. So, I do want to pull from this deck here. It's the Secret Language of Light Oracle. Let's see what they have. All right. So for Kay, and thank you guys so much for your patience as I do make my way down the list. I do go in order, of course. And thank you guys all for your thumbs up. I really appreciate that. It does help out my channel and help spread the Zen love. So, and it's the perfect price, as I say. It's like a little click, and then boom, love is shared. Wow. See if I can get it to focus in there a little better. There we go. Look at that beautiful card. And it's the Divine Feminine card here, okay? And it's card number 31. And it says, shine your inner light on your desires. Look beyond the obvious and the superficial into the heart of a matter. Peer deeper into the hidden and explore the mysterious. Remember your vast potential and the unlimited possibilities available to you. It is time to trust your intuition, your inner voice, and your instincts. This may also be a time for stillness, for there are unseen forces at work, orchestrating the whole universe to bring intense and beautiful experiences to your life. Allow yourself to receive all that you want. You are the mother of all you create. Nurture yourself and all that flows within and around you. There may be an impending marriage or birth around you, either physically or symbolically. And the Divine Feminine wants you to know there is always enough to go around. Abundance is everywhere. Embrace joy. And this one also has inspired reflections and actions, which I feel led to read to you. There's three of them. The first one says, say to yourself often, quote, I am willing to be open to my loving fullness. I am willing to create change. Number two, at moonrise, give thanks to the moon for shining a light upon your dreams of creation, especially with the new moon that's coming tomorrow. And then number three was find out your moon sign and tune in to the lunar cycle. Use the new moon to create new ideas and the full moon to shine light upon and celebrate your creations. I love it. This one also has journal work, which I want to read to you too. It says, draw or write about 3 ways the women in your life inspire a connection to your inner goddess. So I love it for you. Yeah, and, for all those that have joined later here, um, I did post earlier. In fact, let me just I can repost it again too. The new moon, uh, is tomorrow, and in the weekly energy update readings that I put out, I do talk about like what time it is and how you can do your 10 moon wishes. And if you go back to the beginning of this video, I kind of talk about it at the beginning too here. So such powerful energies that are coming in with this Scorpio new moon partial eclipse too. So a lot of great energy coming in that you can use, especially around Scorpio type of energies. So I love that for you. So that is what they have for you, Kay. Many blessings for you. So make sure you check out your like for your zodiac sign. I feel like there's going to be a message there for you. All right. So SDA, you would like a general reading, and I am drawn to the Beyond Lumeria, which is beautiful cards here, and see what their general reading for you is. And then Anjali, you'll be up next. And then, hey, Dollface Diva, you'll be next after that. All right. So SDA, whoa. They really want to talk to you, but let's try one card. What would you like SDA to know, please? SDA. Okay. I do have that one. Wow. You got the Soul Star Chakra, card number 10, which is merging with the divine. So this is all about transcendence and letting go, being filled with divine light, channeling, karmic records, the bridge between the spiritual and the physical realms. And it's about ascension. Ooh la la. So this image captures the merging of time beyond space and kaleidoscope wisdom that penetrates our being. We have lived in many worlds, all interconnected. They uphold the lessons they carry as messages of transformation. Their synergy creates the expansion of the universe. Gaze into the place where the light between our stardust can become anything, and collective evolution is part of a grander story. When we simply let go, we become all that we have been seeking and glimpse the greater dream. To restore, it says, remember that you are an infinite being with the ability to expand your awareness beyond space and time. Consider that paradigms outside this physical reality may be unfathomable until we raise our vibration and can think outside the mind. Meditate on the idea that everything that ever was and ever will be is happening simultaneously right now across multiple dimensions. The themes of this soul star chakra is karma, or what can be implemented or cleared for your optimal progress towards ascension. The healing position is 15 centimeters above the head. For a card healing, anywhere just above the head is fine, it says. And the color wash that helps you wash it away is kaleidoscope rainbow. So that if that has special meaning for you, I love that. So definitely letting go of all this stuff and its expansion, this huge. I love the 10 too with endings and new beginnings, that it says about purging and washing things and connecting to something so much bigger, going going out of your mind. Literally go out of your mind, right, to things that are bigger. than you had seen before. So I love it. I love it for you. Many blessings. Right, Anjali, what is coming towards you? Let's take a look here. I am being drawn to the Radiant Rider Waite, so we'll take a look at that. And Dollface, of course, you are next. All right. So what's coming towards you, Anjali? What's coming towards you? Anything else? All right. Well, you are having movement happen in your life. You got the Six of Swords, which is about movement of thought and belief and mindset. You're moving from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking that do bring you new opportunities to come out in your outside world. So I like that for you because it really is you're clearing your obstacles, right? You know, we've talked before about how when we have so many expectations about things that we miss out on so many opportunities. But as you're clearing away thoughts and beliefs about things, there's new opportunities that are opening up in your outside world. Because here is how we feel when we have too many expectations, right? Blinded and bound and trapped by all those thoughts, the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, the have to be. But it's a great card because this is about you moving and becoming aware of those thoughts and those beliefs that are making you feel that way. And this is the movement away from them. And I believe those thoughts and those beliefs and mindsets have to do with this, which is, of course, marriage with the Four of Wands here, and the recognition and what you are recognized for. You know, your what your worth is, where you're seeing yourself from. So, you know, these are all this fiery energy, the drives and the passion and those things. And I feel like this is what is front and center of what you're questioning, because these are the things that are uh, keeping you in this place here. All those thoughts and those beliefs are what are making you feel that way. So I love that this is happening for you because it does show you that you are moving away from those restrictions, and that because of that, you do have this that does come forward for you in your life there. So that is what they have for you. It's really short and sweet, isn't it? But I feel like this is like something that's been on your mind and that you're in the process. And I feel like it's the validation from spirit going, yep, you're doing it. You are, this is what you're looking at, and this is the progress you're making. You are moving from these choppy waters to these calmer waters. And because you're opening up, that's where these opportunities will be coming forward for you. So I like it. All right. Let me just continue moving on down the list here. Many blessings to you, Anjali. Thank you so, so much. All right. And Dollface Diva, you wanted to messages from Spirit, and then take a look here. Just reading SDA. Your son does have zero interest. He's going to temple. Oh, let me see here. Okay, I think Lisa, you will be next here, or Liza Sarkar, you will be next after Dollface. So, messages from Spirit. I really want to go to the Oracle of the Unicorns for you, Dollface Diva, and I might pull a couple tarot. Let's just take a look here. So, what would you like Dollface Diva to know, please? All right, to that one. And you got cycles. Beautiful unicorn. And that says, everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body. Tune into the moon's magic. Wow. The moon is making itself known here tonight. It's because it's has its little powerful eclipse, partial eclipse tomorrow. And it says if something feels like it's not happening, don't force it. Everything has its time. Everything has its place. The situation will naturally come to fruition when the time is right, whether it's a business project, a relationship, a journey, a contract, or an opportunity. This unicorn has come into your reading to remind you that we are connected with Mother Earth through the natural rhythm of cycles, the ebb and flow of the tides, the waxing and the waning of the moon, and for women, the circle of ovulation and menstruation. Look at where you have fallen out of sync with these cycles and to start working with the moon's magic to bring more flow into your life. Instead of always trying to push through life full steam ahead, allow yourself to rest, retreat, and acknowledge your body's call for gentleness. Then, when the moon waxes again or after menstruation, you can get out there again and be proactive and more social. There is so much magic for you to unlock in your life by honoring these cycles. Buy yourself a moon calendar or note down the different phases for each month. Live in the flow of cycles, and you will experience the true magic of life. Wow. And of course, I also, as I mentioned, my weekly energy updates. When there's a full moon or a new moon happening in the month, in that week, I do let everyone know and how you can do, release ceremonies or new moon wishes or different things too. So, you can be sure to check that out. And if you haven't checked out this month's yet, or this week's for tomorrow, I would, because the moon is making itself known. I do want to pull a couple cards here from the Tarot of Dreams. All right. So, what else for Dollface Diva, please? What do you want to know about these cycles? Anything else? All right. So you got three sets of cards. The first two here, you've got the Justice card and then the Four of Coins. And the Justice card is about balancing out your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets around your worth in relation to the outside world. So, in trusting those cycles, understanding that there's this ebb and flow that we go through in life where you're drawn out to the outside world and defining yourself by relationships or situations or things, feeling that instability, feeling that disappointment, going, ugh, and then you turn inward and you find and you learn and you grow and you elevate and things balance out. And then we're like, oh, I want more excitement out here. And you go back out here and experience some more disappointment and some instability. And then you come back into your heart. And that's why I feel like this balancing, this justice, this awareness, looking to these higher things is really coming in strong for you right now. Because you also have the Wheel of Fortune with the Six of Cups. And the Wheel of Fortune is about, endings and new beginnings and changing of things. And the Six of Cups is nostalgia. It's your old memories. It's almost like interacting with your inner child. So, kind of with the stuff we were talking about there is this changing of things that is happening. I also feel like with the cycles and changes, which the Wheel of Fortune brings too, that there's people from your past that have been coming across your path. And that's also been igniting some of these things, these memories, these ways of looking at things. And if they haven't, I feel like they're about to. So you'll probably now be until the end of the year, which makes sense with if you're having any kind of family gatherings. I feel like there's going to be some of that that's coming into play with that as well. Yeah, Because the other two cards you have is the King of Swords, which is all about your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, and he rolls over air, so he's double amount into his mind. But you also have the Judgment card, which is your higher self calling you to this higher place. So as you're going through this, journey of questioning your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets and your attitudes, you are being called inward and upward as you're doing all this too. So definitely there's these cycles that are happening, and you are definitely on this intense inner reflection period. I feel it's like uh, whatever has happened in the outside world um, lately, I feel like the last year and a half has really just been like, all right, I get it. It's like, and then you're like, okay, I get that. And then all this stuff just uh, comes up, like an example of 10 of the things come, like you see something going on in relationships and you're like, I really don't need that clear of a thing, but thank you, but I feel like it's like so intense and so obvious on a lot of things for you that you've been making leaps and bounds, transformation in your life over the last year and a half. And I love it for you because in the beginning, I know it sucked, but now I think you're getting to the point where you're like, I like this. I'm like chunking stuff out, cleaning the house, cleaning out my mind, my heart, my home, my life, and it feels great. So I love it. All right, that's what they have for you, Dollface Diva. All right, let me just make sure I didn't miss anyone here. Okay, there we go. All right. So Lisa Sarkar, you are up next. And then after that, hey, Arig Baha, welcome. And then I think that's further on down. I'll read here in a moment. So, Lisa, you want a general reading for the rest of the year? I do want to go to the Tarot of Dreams for that. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, and then Angelina, you will be next after that. I did read down far enough. Okay, Lisa. So, what for the rest of the year for you? Let's see, what would Spirit like you to know? What else? All right. Let's see what we got here. My. Uh-oh. All right. And then this. Okay. So this is the good news, right? You're like, ah. So you have the Lover's card, of course. So I really do feel like this is new love coming in because the Four of Cups is the boredom of the old relationships that you had, and you have this new love coming in that really attracts your attention. Again, moon is making itself known, so pay attention to the moon cycles. I feel like that is going to be such an important piece of awareness in your reflection. But I do feel like if you're in a relationship, it's going to be taken to a whole nother level because the old way of your interactions is just becoming dull. Not dull, but you're just used to it and you're ready for a higher spark, a deeper love, a higher love. And if you're not in a relationship, which I kind of feel like you're not, but it's this amazing one that you're like, it's so much different than anything that you had before. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I'm gonna do these first here because you got the Nine of Swords, which is all about the nightmare and insomnia, trying to live up to all these expectations and trying to find someone to fit in all the expectations and fearing that you won't live up to other people's expectations. And then you have the 10 of swords, which is adding another sword to that, but putting it all on your back. This is you being exhausted and being done with. I'm tired of feeling sick and tired. Sick and tired of feeling sick and tired of being exhausted, of being, so stressed and trying to think of everything has to be this certain way. And so you're that 10 of swords is endings and new beginnings. Your mindsets are changing, your expectations are changing. And I talk about it a lot where spirit shows us that when we have so many expectations we're given when we're young, that this is how life has to be. It's a very thin line here of how things have to come to us and who and how and blah 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 blah. We miss all the opportunities out here. We miss all the opportunities out here. But as you cut away those thoughts and those beliefs and those mindsets, then suddenly you are feeling overflowing with opportunities and everything in the outside world. And the king sees that there's so many opportunities. Your life feels just full. And it's almost like you have too many choices about life, whereas before you felt you had none. And that's okay. That's the good problem to have, right? And you're just like, okay, now I'm ready to reflect on and understand what all of this is about. And you do, because you have the devil card here, which is the Capricorn energy. It's you are being released from your cage. This is all those 10 swords is what has been brought to you, and what previously made you feel so restricted and trapped before. And now you have peace of mind coming in. These are all the expectations. The three of swords is usually there's like a heart with three swords stuck in it, which is all about disappointment and heartbreak and all those things. When those expectations in the outside world, reality was different from the expectation, we get that disappointment, we get all that stuff. But the four of swords, you're sleeping on the ace of swords because you have connected to higher truths, capital T truths, that are rooted in unconditional love, which have allowed you to cut away, you know all of that, the cage, all the uh, nine of swords, the 10 of swords, all that stuff. That's what you have been able to cut away through all that. So now, rather than having a nightmare card that's keeping you up, now you're sleeping easy here. So I feel that as you are cutting away all these thoughts and these beliefs and mindsets about who you're supposed to be in a relationship, who they're supposed to be in a relationship, how the relationship is supposed to unfold, and blah 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 blah, with all that, it's like now you're opening up, and then now this is when you see movement and progress and growth. And you have the six of wands, which is victory card. Got the Jupiter energy. It's victory, it's recognition, it's feeling that you have. It's a very bright, victorious card. So I feel like that's what they want you to know is going to be happening for the rest of the year. I feel like you've already been working on those expectations, and like they say, when you were doing what you always did and you were getting what you were always getting, you're like, I'm done with that. I want something new. And so you've been doing this cut, 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 and opening up things so to have new experiences other than you had before. So that's what they have for you, Lisa. I love it for you. Many blessings to you. All right. Let me just make sure here. Don't think I missed anyone. All right. Yep. Angelina, you are up next. So you want to know, what are you manifesting subconsciously, and get an angel message from that. And then, hey, Aditi, you will be up next. All right. So let's take a look here. See what you are manifesting subconsciously. And that will be from your angels. So we'll ask your angels what they want you to know that you are subconsciously manifesting. So for Angelina, what would you like her to know? Okay. Thought those were it, but then they were like, I went into the deck and they're like, no, not those. All right. Anything else? Okay. All right. Well, the first card that made itself known, Two of Cups, you're manifesting love in your life, exciting and new. So I like that. The other one that popped up is a card that is only specific to this deck. It's the Tree of Life, which is the from the Kabbalah or the Kabbalah, however you pronounce it. And it's about you starting up as your higher self in the pathway you took down here to get to be a human, and how we try to, find our way back there. But it is also this message of that there are things that are passed down from generation to generation to generation, which allow you to have the opportunity to change. It's like you have this chain, like this behavior that's been passed down from generation to generation, emotional beliefs, mental beliefs, life type of things, any kind of chains of things that you just feel like it's like it's passed down and passed down. And I feel like some beliefs around relationships that are in the subconscious are what keep coming out about, again, it's the things that you don't realize are down here underneath the surface about what a relation should be, who you are supposed to be. And you're like, why do I keep drawing these types of people to me? And it's because there's this subconscious belief about what you deserve. And I feel like that is what is unfolding. Yeah. Because you have the King of Cups. Cups are all about the emotions, right? And the King of Cups rules over their emotions. And it really feels like you are, uh, you know, part of this manifesting subconsciously stuff is about you learning to master your emotions. And like you're on this journey to get down into that. Yeah. Because you also have the Wheel of Fortune. So you have the endings and new beginnings that are coming. And I feel like these things that have been manifesting and coming into your life, you're really starting to go, wait a minute. I'm putting one and one and one together because you're having enough of the same type of experiences that you're like, okay, what is this? And you're seeing it, and it's starting to click. But it's all happening for you, and it's just like the a giant clock where something doesn't, you're like, what? I hear clicking, something's happening. It's like a giant, one of those giant huge clocks that's as big as a building, and at certain times of the day something happens, and you're seeing it, and you're like, oh, here comes something else, and it's unfolding. Yeah. So this is great because you have the Page of Swords, which does show that you are using your Ace of Swords to connect to higher truths, getting to the root of things and into those subconscious things that you're manifesting. You're going to be able to really look at those and then cut them away because they're no longer serving you. Because you're at this point where you're asking, what am I doing? Why am I still doing that? Why do I keep doing that? And that's because you're ready to get off that ride. You're like, okay, I've ridden that roller coaster 100 times. I think I'm done. I want a different ride, and I feel like that's where you're at. Yeah, because you have the Six of Coins, which the Six of Coins is the codependency awareness card. So I feel like what you are going to be looking into has a lot to do with why you overgive in relationships, and the subconscious things that you're going back to look at are what what beliefs do you have about your worth in regards to uh, like your childhood. It generally has something to do with like you had to do extreme things, that you had to do to get attention either from grandparents or parents or teachers or coaches or something where you had to just do extreme things all the time in order to battle and get for all the little attention that there was, which made you have this belief that I have to do 1,000 of something to deserve one back from someone, which has brought you into this loop. And I feel like that's what that subconsciousness is, that you're manifesting, you bringing in people into your life um, that won't allow um, you to sometimes give to them, which freaks you out. But then there's other times where they just are a black hole and they allow you to give until you're exhausted, till you're resentful, and then they go somewhere else for to give and not give to you. And there's all this stuff that's happening, but it's happening for you to see it and bring it up so that you can slice away at it and change that um, what you're drawing to you. So I love that for you, Angelina. I was going to call you Angel. I saw angel message. So that's what your angels have for you and want you to know, because they want you to be able to step onto this new ride and stop riding that same old roller coaster, that rickety old roller coaster. And you are ready for that change. So I love it. All right. Well, many blessings to you, Angelina. We are moving down the list here. We've got Aditi is up next, and then Empress Beauty will go to you next. All right. So you want to know uh, your ancestor? Oh, ancestors. Yeah, your ancestors' message for you. Yeah, we'll use the Light Seers Tarot. See what we got going on. All right. So, what would your ancestors like you to know this evening, Aditi? Oh, wow. I love it. So, the first two cards that come out here um, is the Eight of Wands, which is all about messages from the heavens, messages from spirit. It usually means, it can also mean like a lot of energy coming into your life, because of we're asking about the ancestors and they're like, we're bringing you tons of messages, and don't forget your connection to the heavens, because you have this lifeline with them. So with these two together, that's the message that they're bringing here, is that they are bringing you so many messages. And so if you feel like you're like, was that my ancestors? Was that, from my spirit guides and all this posse of support? Yes, they are like flooding your life with synchronicities and messages all over the place, and they will be for quite some time. So they're wanting you to develop this really trust and communication and this open two-way conversation with them. And so they're definitely saying, please keep asking for messages. Listen, raise your vibration to that of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, and you will see things and hear things even more clearly. Because they also have the high priestess, who she goes away into her temple to get away from all the noise, and then she connects to the higher realms. And they say when you do that, excuse me, that you will feel this joy that will fill you up and overflow, because that's the love that they have for you. They have so much love for you that, please know that you are never ever alone. You are surrounded by a beautiful host of beings of unconditional love and light. So that's, starting off what they want you to know. So it's like boom. And then they have this recognition for you that you are um, doing so well in analyzing and looking over the things in your life that are restricting you, making you feel small and bound and trapped. they show you here looking into a mirror and reflecting upon how you feel about yourself and your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets. But you have the King of Swords here too, which is allowing you and giving you the power to cut away the thoughts and those beliefs that no longer serve you. So this is like their way of saying they're very proud of you and they recognize the self work that you've been doing on yourself, and that you do spend a lot of time in your head, you know, but they're like, this is the time for it. And they're proud of how you're using that mental energy to transform things, because they go, we know you're bored with the love and the relationships and the things going on in the outside world. That's all these cups out here. But they're saying, just continue to stick with us. Continue, keep going and doing what you're doing around all those expectations and that inner work, because you're going to be offered this Ace of Cups, which is this rainbow of beautiful, beautiful love that you will experience from the outside world. Um, as well as, of course, when you're connecting with your ancestors, that 10 of Cups is feeling all that love flowing in from the inside. And that's what will change so much of your life, because as you become that Ace of Cups, that rainbow one, you are this chalice. You fill up with that unconditional love, and then it overflows out to the world. And you will transform from looking at uh, to the outside world for your wholeness and your completeness, where like you were like, oh, I need that love from those people to feel whole. Everything that you're doing and that connection you have to your ancestors and the spiritual realm and all these, that mental work you're doing, cutting away those things, allows you to fill up from inside. And then anything else that anyone brings you from the outside is just above and beyond and wonderful. You are your own complete meal and dessert, and you have everything you need within you. And everyone else that brings you love from the outside is third dessert, fourth dessert, fifth dessert. You're like, I could take it or leave it, but I'll take that. That's really yummy. That's good. But you're not like desperate for it. Like, I've got to have a fourth dessert. You're like, it's nice, but it's not necessary. And then it becomes something you want instead of something you feel you need. So I love that for you. And that's the message that your ancestors are bringing for you this evening. Many blessings. All right. So we'll keep going down the list here. We are to Empress Beauty, and you want to know, why is your neighbor looking, to have personal time with you? Uh-oh. Let's find out. See if you need a restraining order. And then Daisy, you will be up next. All right. So Empress Beauty. Why is your neighbor looking to have personal time with you? Well, I got the King of Cups here, which is all about the emotion. So there seems to be some emotional tie to this. There's also the Knight of Pentacles, which the Knight of Pentacles is slow moving, and I kind of feel like they want to get to know you. I kind of feel like there might be some emotional interest, but they're not wanting to rush, because they have the Five of Wands here, which this goes from these emotions of fear and conflict and even competition, to those of love, and that people are friends and that they're there to help each other grow and help each other learn and expand their skills, which is weird. I don't know if you guys had any kind of altercation in the beginning, like becoming neighbors, like rah, 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 and now things are like smoothing out. It's a weird feeling there, but there's the Empress card here, which is new birth, sensuality, new things beginning. So I kind of feel like it's like, you know, um, there's this change of things that are happening in your life, and but there's this, if it's not conflict, then it's like competition, or um, it's a change of energy from what feels like fear energy in the beginning. It changes to love energy, where it's, where we think it's a battle of people that are trying to hurt one another, to where it moves into people are, oh, they love each other and they're trying to help each other grow, and that type of thing. So, I feel like with the King of Cups, it is emotions are bubbling down underneath. The Knight of Pentacles is, they're kind of slow moving, um, but the change of energy is happening here, which, like you said, if it's something that's been, if they have emotional interest, I feel like it's growing and changing, which, the Empress card is about, can be about passion, and it can be about, like I said, new birth and new things that are coming to fruition. So, um, yeah. So if you guys haven't had a fight, it just feels like there's this, I don't know if it's competition. It's a weird feeling. It's not jealousy, um, but there's this, uh, it's not agitation either. It's almost, maybe it's just like, maybe it was arousal in a way, maybe too, you know. But I'm not sure what it is, but it seems like there's a romantic interest there, because with that Empress there and that King of Cups, that it's just been something that's been bubbling and growing. And I feel like maybe that's why they want to spend time with you, is because they want to get to know you and see if they can take things to another level. So, ooh la la. So we'll see what happens. All right. So that is what they have for you, Empress Beauty. Many blessings to you. All right, Daisy. You say, well, anything interesting happen to you when you go to a Halloween party soon? Well, let's find out. I'm going to switch over to the Light Seers Tarot. And then Trevor. Oh, you said you have to check the video out because you want to know. Well, we can still ask if the Scorpio eclipse will change anything for you, but definitely check out the video too if you feel like drawn to that. Kamari, I do not speak Hindi, at least not yet. Who knows? I do have a large following in India, so maybe I need to learn. All right. So, Daisy, will anything interesting happen on Halloween? Okay, anything else? Let's see what we got here. Okay. Well, you do have the star card here, which is about hope and brightness, and um, you have a new beginning that starts there too. It's an ending of an old cycle and the beginning of a new one. So I do feel like something interesting will develop there. Yeah, because, well, you've got three royals. So I feel like you're going to meet a few different interesting people at this party. Because you've got the Queen of Swords, which is a balance between heart and mind. And you have the Page of, is that Page of Cups? Yeah, Page of Cups, which represents new love, new emotion coming in, and the King of Pentacles. So you do have a queen and a king, and new love coming in. So there is going to be some attraction that happens here. So I feel like you're going to meet someone significant there, if not a couple of. I almost feel like you meet someone that you're romantically interested in, but you also meet someone else that is interesting, but not, you know, it's almost like someone that you're like, oh, you'd be a really cool friend, you know, that you're not that you don't have romantic interest in, but then there's someone else that you're like, hello. So definitely some an interesting party that you'll be going to. There's going to be some new beginnings that are happening there that really give you a spark of hope. It just really brightens up your. I don't know if you're going through like a time of, some dark emotions, like you just kind of like, or dull. And now it's like, boom, this party does ignite some really interesting interactions there for you. But like I said, I feel like you meet at least two people, one that's romantic and one that's almost becomes like a new best friend kind of feel to it. So I like it for you, Daisy. Enjoy that Halloween party. That's what they have for you. So many blessings for you there. All right, Trevor, let's take a look here. You are Scorpio too. So, oh, yeah. So you're going to have some interesting energies coming up. And let's take a look here. So definitely check out your Scorpio weekly energy update. It'd be interesting if what I pull for you now, if you're like, oh my God, it's the same thing, or the combination does something too. So let's take a look here. What does this Scorpio new moon bring for you? And then with the bottom one, for something that's unseen, we'll take a look at that. So you've got the Four of Wands. So you definitely have some balancing energy that's going to be come in here, which can make sense. I'm going to look at these other cards here first. Yeah. You got the Hanging Man. So you are in this pausing period and seeing things from a different perspective. I feel like you're in this be patient, pause type of thing. Yeah. Okay. Wow. So you do have also the Palace of Coins, which the palaces are unique to this deck, which is that you're creating this safe environment where you're feeling more and more connected with your worth as it relates to the outside world. And it's becoming this really, really solid foundation. I mean, you've got the Knight of Wands coming in, which is like the fastest moving energy. So I kind of feel like you've been paused and you've been having this balanced energy, and the Scorpio new moon is bringing you a lot of energy around your worth. And I like that because it feels like I don't know if it's not so much that something in the outside world happens that makes you feel like, hey, I know who I am, and blah, blah, blah. I feel like it's more like you've been doing this inner cocooning and the purposely balancing your energy, that now you are able to really fine tune it. And because the Knight of Wands also is like on a quest for the Ace of Wands, which is about your ability to whatever you focus on grows, and that you're really learning to stand in your power to manifest things. Like you really are seeing that when you focus on something you're grateful for and what you want in your life, it just and it does it in this huge way. And then also when you focus on what you're lacking in your life or what you don't want in your life, that grows too. And you've been going, and now you're like really using this energy of this moon to really manifest some powerful things. Let's see what this is. Yeah. Because the thing that was unknown is the Magician, the Ace of Wands. You are manifesting and using your power to really bring in things. And so, yeah, this Scorpio new moon with that eclipse, which is it brings in a lot of change and sudden change and powerful change with you, with this awareness that you've been building and growing with this Magician. You are really, and I don't mean to be going like this at you. I'm like, but you are, you are taking this power, using this new moon wish energy and really zeroing in on what you want and what you want to manifest in your life. So the difference between a wish and manifesting, because you can also do 10 kind of manifestations. The wishing is more of the divine feminine energy where we ask for a wish. We don't do anything around it. We just go, I would like this, and thank you for bringing it to me. And you release it. And then the universe, you release the how and the when and everything else, and the universe brings it to you. Manifestation is about that divine masculine energy of like the magician, where you go full force and you are using your energy to make things happen and you take action to make things happen. And I feel like this is what you're learning and what you're going to use this Scorpio new moon eclipse energy. You're going to allow yourself to make wishes and allow that side, but you're really going to use your magic wand that you have found with this journey to really um, take action and make things happen. So I love it. I would still go watch your other video because now I want to go watch it and go, was the magician appearing in there? Because I really feel like this is what you're going to use this for, but in a balanced way. You're not going to be like, buzzing with energy and explode or anything. You're just really calmly pointing the wand at what you want, and it just in amazing ways. So I like it for you, Trevor. All right. Let's see, where are we at? So I'm approaching actually, I'm at 2.5 hours. Um, yeah. And there's so many more. I want to be honest that I do fight. One of my big growth things is uh, feeling guilt about not being able to get to everyone, but spirit has checked me, and I usually 2 hours is what my goal is to keep it to 2 hours so I don't burn myself out. I usually end up going 2.5. But I'm not going to be able to get to everyone else this evening. I will be back. I am 7 o'clock every single night of the week, Mountain Time, and also on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings, also at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. If you are needing an answer tonight, please check out my playlists. And I do have like weekly energy updates, monthly readings, pick a card readings. So a lot of messages from spirit, and follow your heart, follow your gut, and check those out. They're down in, like, some of them are down in the description box of this video. But if you go to my main page, all the playlists are there, and just see where you're drawn and go check one out. And I guarantee you there are messages there for you with your question, because that's how smart spirit is. They will draw you there. Also, if you quite often, if you miss a lot of the lives, like you come in later, the earlier you come in, the chances are I can get to you within that 2.5 hours. Or I also offer personal readings at a pretty reasonable price, and all that's down in the description box, so you can actually have like a reservation and ask questions, and whether it's a recorded or a live, that's also available there. So you know, thank you guys so much. I sorry that I couldn't get to everyone. Thank you so much for all the thumbs up that you guys have given me. If you haven't done so already, before you head out, I'd appreciate you doing that. It does help out my channel, it helps the Zen love get out to the world. And please know that as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So thank you guys so much again. It's my honor and joy to do these free readings. I will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain. And until then, you guys hang in there and you take care. Have a great night or a great day wherever you're at in the world. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.